Karen, wake up.
Hmm?
I just had the craziest dream.
I was driving this yellow car and it crashed and my sister was in it and all of a sudden I was under this, like, dresser.
Opening one of my dresser drawers and I've opened them up and there are all these snakes in my drawer and
I think someone's crawling in my ceiling tiles.
And I was next to the stairs, so there's a nice wooden staircase, polished wood and nice newel posts and all that.
And I was called to go and resolve a problem upstairs with somebody who had an issue with their blood.
The nurse went ahead and hooked up the catheter and started draining my blood, and I looked at it, and the first thing I noticed was,
and I'm like, why is Genevieve so big? Her stomach was huge, and then I looked down and it's like, holy shit, Genevieve's pregnant.
Next thing I knew, we were called in front of 15,000 screaming future farmers of America. And you know what?
The dishes kept building up and building up.
And I'm flying, and I'm going down and up and all over the place.
Calls come up behind me. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Pulled me over, said, I've been drinking mouthwash. Which I've never done in my entire life. And all I want to know is, has anybody seen my chicken?
I think they're the gray aliens, stepping backwards into a portal, but they wear bunny slippers.
We decided we need to go in the back room where the rabbit hole was. We had to get down the rabbit hole where we could escape and go get the remedy for all these robots.
And you're like, am I still on the same planet? I don't even know. Where are we? And I guess I'll have tea, or is this like going down the rabbit hole? Maybe I don't want to drink me, or...
We're digging the cat up. We vacuumed it all off.
And there were towers with platforms on them, and I remember going outside and it was a beautiful day, and there were dogs everywhere from the neighbors, even though Black Island doesn't have any neighbors. And then
I had this baby dragon sitting at the end of my bed. He was black and red and fluffy, and I was petting him, and
lifts up his skirt, starts trimming his pubic hairs, throws them onto the ground right in the middle of the street and starts doing a dance, a little jig.
And so finally I went to the bathroom just to check in the bathroom, and there in the corner was this giant rat just staring at me, snickering. And
a huge humpback whale is just coming up behind my board, and I'm sitting on it Indian style.
He was trying to kill me by drowning me.
So they invaded McMurdo Station, and they captured Scott Base too. And my hardest job was
running through the halls of Scott Base with nothing more than a fire axe, hunting down kiwis.
I had been chased all over town by a bunch of people from McMurdo, and like through this subway station. We were going to a baseball game, and I ended up in line to get a token to get on the subway, and this woman was like, "You cut me off," and she pulled my hair and she punched me and she tried to knock me down.
And the C-17 crashed in a field and zombies were pouring out of it.
We're being pursued by this like witchly, ghostly character, and we keep turning around, and every time we turn around, like...
I've been chased by George Washington down an alley.
But it had this icy, steely grip around my ankle, and it started dragging me into this little closet room that only had a tiny little window with bars across it.
Before I see my hand reach for the doorknob to close it and be able to lock it, at that second, just before I get my hand on it, he is on the other side of the door, rips open the door, and
his mom actually punched Stevie Nicks in the throat.
And so the next thing I know,
it was a mix of a guy with the drums, John Lennon on guitar, and these two other guys that are really popular, but we're unsure who they are. But
they were framing me, so I was running away from them, and they were chasing me out of the country.
And I had to cross over a rope wooden bridge, kind of like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. And he didn't know it was safe. It was all wet. There were holes in it. I had to get over it.
And I grabbed hold of the bumper on my rollerblades, and he started driving. Further ahead, about 50 yards or so, there was an old raggedy bridge.
And I walked right off the bridge and fell 5 feet into the creek.
And then two of the people, co-workers, are running a tattoo parlor out of the barber shop, and continuously trying to convince me to get these weird, wacky tattoos out of their homemade like kit that just popped out with weird, funky colors.
And we were dancing, and while we danced, we slid on paper plates on the floor. I don't remember if this was before or after the seafood buffet.
Finally, the end result was I threw love in there, and it completely broke open all the doors, and all the doors burst apart, and nothing but light came through.
And then I woke up. What do you think that all means? Are you asleep?